WYMT Mountain News first at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, a major fire at a tire and battery shop in Hazard rekindled early this morning. The fire originally broke out last night. Crews quit battling the flames shortly after 4 o'clock this morning, but they were back at the scene just 2 hours later after the fire reignited. Hazard Fire Chief Robert Keith says they have been keeping an eye on the Crow Tire and Battery Shop because of the massive number of tires inside.
There's so many tires that are still in the building, it's hard to put those out with just water. Even though we're putting many gallons of water on, they just don't want to go out, so we expect to be back several times.
Keith says the fire department had to shut down a section of Business Route 15 in Hazard until that fire was put out. The Hazard Police Department says the entire road through that area is open now, for now at least, and everything is back to normal. Again, traffic moving in that area now. And fortunately, no injuries were reported during that fire. Earlier today, Kentucky State Police launched its Click It or Ticket campaign. State Police made the announcement at a news conference at Post 13 today. Various agencies spoke about the importance of buckling up on the roadways. KSP Public Information Officer Matt Gayhart says to help prevent fatalities, it is crucial to step up seatbelt enforcement.
We want seatbelt usage to be an automatic habit for operators driving on our roadways. It's not just a safe thing to do, but it's also the law. During our Click It Ticket campaign, we'll be working with our fellow law enforcement officers across the Commonwealth to ensure that seatbelts are being utilized.
Trooper Gayhart says there will also be an increased presence of officers out on the roads ahead of Memorial Day weekend. He says they will be strongly enforcing seatbelt usage.
Absolutely beautiful start to the work week outside. Plenty of sunshine. Even if it is a little hazy sunshine, we'll take it, right? Here's the view from out, not really our front door, but atop WYMT here in Hazard. 77 the current temperature in Hazard, and we have complete sunshine. The issue, some of that Canadian wildfire smoke keeping that haze in place. It's really a nice day outside. Middle and upper 70s, couple of 80-degree readings out there. Manchester's at 80, Harlan at 81. Dew points remain in the 50s, even some 40s out there. So yeah, it's not humid at all. A clean sweep in our region on Pinpoint Doppler. Couple of pop-ups there south of Wayne County, there into portions of East Tennessee. Those should pass us by. So as we head through the next 12 hours, clear skies, low humidity has us down in the 50s again tonight. It's the upper 50s, but a little chill at times as you head out the door tomorrow morning. Plenty more sunshine where this came from, though, Steve. I'll have the details in just a few minutes.
All right, Evan, thank you. United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken today signed a defense mutual cooperation agreement with the island nation of Papua New Guinea. Blinken says the agreement sets up a situation where the United States military can train with Papua New Guinea's forces. The agreement will also expand the Pacific Islands' defense capabilities.
The Defense Cooperation Agreement, drafted by Papua New Guinea and the United States as equal and sovereign partners, will enhance the PNG's defense forces' capabilities to deliver humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, including through providing medical care and temporary shelter to those who are affected by crises.
Papua New Guinea welcomed groups of leaders from nations around the Pacific Rim to discuss climate, public health, and disaster preparedness. People in United States cities with a large military presence are getting a little nervous as lawmakers start another round of debt ceiling talks. If a compromise is not found, the United States could default on its debt in less than 2 weeks. A default would mean the government will not be able to meet all of its financial obligations, which include salaries paid to federal workers and payments to Social Security recipients. A major drop in spending or even delayed payments could significantly affect local economies and businesses. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has received promises of support from Ukraine's allies in Japan. That includes a $375 million security assistance package from the United States. But his biggest win during the trip to the G7 has been to get President Joe Biden's backing for F-16 fighter jets and pilot training for Ukraine. The F-16s would be an upgrade to the largely Soviet-era aircraft currently in Ukraine's fleet. On the African continent, 20 people have died and several others were hurt following a fire in a school dormitory. This is happening in the country of Guyana. A spokesperson for the government has not said if the people who died were teachers, students, or other staff members. 5 medical planes have been sent to that area. Another candidate makes it official and is running for president in 2024. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott made the announcement this morning. An advisor tells CBS News his campaign has bought $5.5 million in television ads already that will air statewide in Iowa and New Hampshire. Those, of course, are early voting states.
It goes beyond our finances, though. It's about our supply chains. It's about medicines and microchips and critical minerals. It's about China buying American farmland, infiltrating our airspace, and tracking our kids.
Scott also discussed creating an entire Made in America agenda, predicting an era of exponential innovation if that agenda is enacted and followed. Former President Donald Trump announced more than 6 months ago he would seek another term as president. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is expected to make his candidacy official sometime soon. Coming up on First at 4, leaders in several Western